All right. Let the walk begin. Let the walk begin. I should have expanded the pole, but oh well. But oh well. Actually, while I'm waiting, let's see. I can't see when I'm out here. All right. All right. All right. So I invited some people. I doubt they'll come, but it doesn't hurt to try. Okay. So, y'all wanna know something embarrassing that happened to me yesterday? So, something embarrassing happened to me yesterday. So, I was on the road, right? And, I'm driving and stuff like that. And I'm at a red light. I'm at a red light. But I had to put my sheet, my eye, the sun shield thing down, or whatever they call it. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I put it down because the sun was directly in my eyes. It hurt like hell. And I couldn't see the arrow. I couldn't see the green arrow. And I was actually looking at the wrong light. So there I am looking at the wrong damn light. And somebody had to honk to tell me to go because I couldn't see the light. The arrow had already turned green. And I'm looking at the regular light. Yeah, not my proudest moment. Okay. Okay. So, fun thing I wanted to talk about is the whole family court thing. Now, there's a guy on Instagram. He has an Instagram page. It's called Fathers Lives Matter. Right? I interviewed him about 2 years ago. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. He talked about how the family court system is. He talked about how he had to go through a bunch of hoops and hurdles to get custody of his son, among other things. One of the things that I had experienced in my time as a parent was child support. I paid child support for a grand total of 4 years. Now, why do I not pay child support now? Well, I'm a custodial parent, so I don't need to pay child support now. In fact, the child in question, Munch, has lived with me since she was 7 years old. So, well, 6. Yeah, 6 years old. Yeah, that's about half her life now. Yeah, she started living with me in 2019. She started living with me in 2019. And now, here in 2025, she has her own room. And she's happy as can be. And when I was able to stop paying child support, I was actually able to do more for her. Now, of course, buying a house and having to pay all these damn bills, instead of just paying rent for a 2x2 that we had to share, does make things a little bit harder. But she doesn't demand as much, so taking care of her is actually pretty easy. Actually, taking care of all of my kids is pretty easy. All I have to do pretty much is make do with what I'm doing with Lyft. And if I can accommodate everybody, I can accommodate everybody. Now, funny thing is, this is something that I've learned. In most cases, in family courts, and I actually had to look this up too. Most times that moms win is because the dad doesn't show up to court. A lot of dads don't show up to court because they already assume that they're defeated. If dads actually showed up to court, they have a chance. Most dads just don't show up. But the dads that do show up, they show up and they show up ready for war. Like when my dad went to court, oh, he went for war. He still lost, but he lost because that's how it was in the 90s. But it's completely different in 2025. Hey, how you doing? Okay. I'll take us some peanut butters today. All right. Just need to grab some water real quick. All right, they still ain't got the 2 for 2s back yet. Oh, that makes me sad. All right, yeah, because I'm not getting any Gatorades. I don't need them. All right, I'll just get these 2 for 4s. It's just as good. Okay. All right, so the cookies here. These are the waters.
$7.20, sir.
Okay, $7.20.
Thanks, sir.
I appreciate it. See you guys later. All right. So yeah, like me, while I didn't have much knowledge, it didn't stop me from, going to the court and figuring shit out as I went along. It actually turned out in my favor. Now, me and my ex-wife, we actually had a conversation before we went to court. Right? We had like a 2-hour-long conversation on the phone, like adults. And I had told her, just flat out told her, I wanted custody of Munch. And while she did contest it for a little bit, she contested it, right? She, I ran down, all the pros and cons of switching custody and all that good stuff. And after about half an hour, she agreed to it. Now, of course, that meant I went to the courthouse. We did a mediation. We didn't get to the mediation and start bashing each other. We didn't talk trash about each other because, as y'all know, I don't talk trash about my baby mamas. Not on the internet, at least. If I got something to say to them, I can say it to their face. I don't know where my ex-wife lives particularly, but I know she lives here in Sacramento, right? I see her, we see each other, we hang out sometimes. We're pretty good friends. I don't have any bitterness towards her. So we goes to the courthouse, we go through mediation, and the mediator even agreed that due to circumstances at that time, that I would be the better person for our child to live with. And then, of course, we got to court, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, Got to the court 2 or 3 weeks later. Judge granted the custody exchange because, mind you, at that point, Munch was already living with me. She had already been living with me for about 4 or 5 months now. At that point, she had been living with me for 4 to 5 months, and I was still paying child support. And so, and like I was still paying child support. I had her in school. I had been working at my current job. I had been working at this job. At that point, I had been working at that job 2 years now. At that point, so at that point, I had been working there 2 years. So I already had her on my benefits plan. I had her set up with basically everything. So it just made it that much easier, right? And then of course I had to go across the street. Okay. Yeah, so I had to, it was like a month later, I had to go back across the street to the child support, Department of Child Support Services, or whatever the fuck they call it. And I had to petition for the child support assessment, or whatever the hell they call it. I can't remember. But basically, I had to provide them with the evidence that I had been taking care of her. I had to provide all the documents and stuff like that. And while they did still take out child support from my check, they didn't take it to give it to my ex-wife. They took it and put it on hold. So when the courts said, we just knocked this bitch down to zero, because I had already had my arrears paid off. But they were just like, they were gonna knock it down to zero. If she's already living with you, she's been living with you before you even got custody, we might as well just knock this shit off. So they knocked it off, and they actually reimbursed me somewhere around $900. So I had $900 reimbursed back to me. I was super excited about that. First thing I did was I actually went and bought a bunch of clothes. Like, I bought her clothes and shoes and stuff like that, because it was like, it was for her anyway. And it actually made me feel good that I was actually doing stuff for my daughter directly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had already been doing it at that point, but it just felt that much better because I didn't have to try to prove anything to Sacramento County. So it just made me feel that much better about taking care of her. And even to this day, like, when I do something for Princess, Munch, or Gumball, I feel that much better about doing stuff for them, because I don't have to prove myself to Sacramento County or the state of California. I need to rest for a little bit, read some of these comments. Okay, so we got Lolo up in here. What's going on? Thank you for hitting that like button. Whew. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button. I'm gassed right now because while it's not as hot as it usually is for summertime, I am just a little out of it because I didn't really sleep well last night. I didn't really sleep well, so yeah, it's hitting me like a ton of bricks. So I'm about to hit this water real quick, and then we're gonna continue to walk to get back inside the building. That's the other problem I'm having too. The last 2 days, I have been drinking sugary bullshit instead of drinking water, not taking care of myself. So we're gonna get back onto that. We're gonna get back to not the sugar shit, because I don't need the sugar shit. Like, I actually went a good minute without drinking Powerade, and then sure enough, I go right back to drinking Powerade. So we're gonna stick to the water for now. We're gonna stick to the water. I'ma still have me some cookies though. Nighttime. We got nighttime. Okay, Lolo. I gotta ask, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from, Lolo? We all wanna know. We all wanna know where is Lolo watching from. So yeah, I had to cut off the sugary drinks, because as good as they are, I gotta remind myself to stay hydrated. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've actually lost weight because I've actually been losing weight when I don't have Powerades and stuff like that, and I don't have sugary drinks. And I ain't gonna lie, I do love these cookies. That's why I get them every day. But as long as I'm not down in sugary drinks, and I gotta start getting back to working out, because I have not done a single workout in over a month, and that's just bad on me. So I gotta remind myself to cut the sugars down and start getting myself back on a workout routine. I'm supposed to be going to these football practices, but I gotta start doing my community service, because I gotta do 20 hours of community service, which ain't hard to do. I just gotta find out where the hell an animal shelter is. When I find out where one is, I'm gonna just spend 4 hours there every weekend doing that. I also gotta remind myself to take these gun courses, because when I knock out the gun courses, because I gotta do 16 hours of gun courses, and once all of that is taken care of, then my debt to society is paid. I ain't gotta worry about nothing else. So I'm gonna actually go this evening. Probably go to the rec center, see what I can find out there, and then go on Google Maps and check that out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Okay. And see, and I'm not sweating like a pig right now because I'm under all this shade too. So, it's one thing about Sacramento. This city has a lot of shady places, like places that you can just hide from the sun under. It was like they knew Sacramento was a hot place when they founded this city. Okay. All right, we are back inside. All right. I'm a YouTuber. YouTuber? What's a YouTuber? Okay. Okay. And I need to get my phone fixed too. Phone screen looks like crap. All right, so now I'm back in my usual spot. Oh shit, I actually gotta go back to work. So appreciate y'all hanging out with me on my lunch period again, walking and stuff. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, yeah, remember, this is free, and I'm cheap as fuck. So catch you guys later, everybody, and as always, stay mad, my hatters.